in Ukraine and the Jewish culture, which are very much tangled up together and very much a part of each other. And I love this band. It's the best band in town. And our album duo was just blew my mind. Parent-child team. Thank you so much. This is a happy moment in this sort of very dark time. 80 years later, there's another horrible, crazy dictator that's poisoning and killing journalists and rivals and opposition and hating whole nations and ethnicities. And there are terrible things happening back home, which I'm not going to burden you with. And you can look it up very easily. But there is also hope. Ukraine has had so much recognition and assistance and friendship in the last 4 weeks as never before, because the war for us started in 2014. And now, finally, the world is coming to our aid, and we love it. We're so grateful for every dollar, for every Facebook post, every email, every sign of support, and we thank the politicians who support Ukraine and the people, us, the people who are doing what they can. We can't do very much, but we can do something. And part of this is supporting the groups on the ground. And one of the two groups that we're supporting today is called Razom, which means together in Ukrainian. And it's a group in DC that was created with just volunteers coming together 8 years ago when Russia first attacked Ukraine. I mean, in this century. In every century since, a long time ago, 400 years, we've been through this again and again and again. And the other group is very dear to my heart. They're called the Boyevka Community Center for Social and Psychological Rehabilitation. So I'll try not to talk for 2 hours. Okay? So back in 2000, the Ministry of Emergency Situations of Ukraine created 5 community centers in towns near Kyiv, between Kyiv and Chernobyl, basically. First were called Chernobyl centers. And what they did was provide psychological and social support to people who were refugees from the Chernobyl zone from the 1986 Chernobyl explosion. And then they morphed into these community centers that filled the gap that the government could not provide enough assistance to, poor families and retired people and people with psychological needs, mental health services. And now, of course, they're taking care of the veterans of the 8-year-old Ukraine war against Russia, the aggressor. And there were 5 centers, and 2 of them now are completely beyond our reach because the cities of Borodyanka and Ivankiv have been invaded, and there is no connection to them. There is no communication, no phone lines. We don't know what happened to them. The towns have been destroyed. But this center in Boyevka that I'm asking you to help today is near Kyiv, and it's also near the battle zone. And I'm in touch with the psychologists who work there, and they're exhausted, they're burnt out, but they're supporting old people and young children and veterans and people with disabilities, all kinds of people who don't have help from anywhere else. I sent them a bunch of money the other day, and they said they spent all of this money to buy medications for older people. So I really encourage you to donate to either Razom for Ukraine, Together for Ukraine, United for Ukraine, or the Boyevka Community Center. And I thank you so much for being here. And I want to finish by teaching you the call and response that we have in Ukraine now, and you may have heard it or seen it on Facebook. And the call is Slava Ukraini, which means glory to Ukraine. And it originates from 1918, which is the last time that Russia crushed the democracy of Ukraine and killed a bunch of people. So, glory to Ukraine, Slava Ukraini, and the response is Героям Слава, glory to heroes. So I'm gonna say Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава!
Thank you very much. And you can say Героям Слава. One more.
Okay.
So Героям Слава. Слава Україні!
Героям